Last year, a financial advisor almost stole $10 million from my client. The scariest parts? He passed every basic background check. Here's what saved us. In this video, I'll reveal the hidden red flags that expose 99% of investment frauds before they happen. You'll learn the exact 3-step verification process that top firms use to catch scammers. And I'll show you a free tool that instantly reveals if your advisor is hiding something. But first, let me show you something shocking about who actually commits investment fraud. You know what's the most dangerous part about investment fraud? It's not strangers in suits. It's people you trust. In fact, 67% of investment scams are committed by friends, family members, or trusted community leaders. These scammers specifically target close-knit communities, often using religious or cultural connections to gain trust. The psychology behind trust-based fraud is fascinating. Scammers spend years building their reputation within communities, often becoming pillars of churches, social clubs, or local organizations. They'll start with small investments that actually pay out, creating a track record of success that disarms even the most skeptical observers. This method is so effective because it bypasses our natural defense mechanisms. After all, how could someone who volunteers at your church every Sunday be running a scam? Most devastating is how these frauds ripple through entire communities. Once a scammer gains the trust of a few respected members, they use these relationships as references to attract more victims. They create a false sense of exclusivity, making people feel special for being chosen to participate in their investment opportunity. By the time anyone realizes something's wrong, entire social networks have been devastated financially and emotionally. Here's something most people don't know. Every legitimate financial advisor must be registered with at least one of these 3 organizations, and I'm about to show you how to check all of them in under 2 minutes. The SEC, FINRA, and state regulatory bodies maintain comprehensive databases that anyone can access. These databases don't just show registrations. They reveal complaints, disciplinary actions, and employment history. What's truly shocking is how easy it is to verify credentials, yet how rarely people do it. Think about it. We spend hours reading reviews before buying a $50 product on Amazon, but often invest thousands without spending 5 minutes checking an advisor's credentials. The verification process is straightforward. You can search advisor names or firm names on the SEC's Investment Advisor Public Disclosure website or FINRA's broker check platform. The most crucial part of registration verification is understanding what you're looking at. Red flags aren't always obvious violations. Sometimes they're subtle discrepancies in employment history or small customer complaints that form a pattern. Pay special attention to gaps in employment, frequent firm changes, or disclosures about previous regulatory actions. These might seem minor, but they often tell a bigger story about an advisor's reliability. Want to know how Bernie Madoff convinced thousands of smart investors to hand over their money? He used a psychological trick I call the Goldilocks return, returns that are high enough to be exciting, but not so high they seem impossible. This sweet spot typically falls between 10 to 15% annual returns, with suspiciously consistent monthly performance. It's designed to be just remarkable enough to be attractive, but not so outlandish that it raises immediate red flags. The mathematics behind investment returns tell a crucial story that fraudsters try to hide. Legitimate investments show natural volatility, periods of ups and downs that reflect real market conditions. When you see perfectly steady returns, month after month, year after year, that's not skill, that's manipulation. Even the world's best investors like Warren Buffett and Renaissance Technologies show significant variations in their returns. The most dangerous aspect of the too good to be true formula is how it exploits our desire for financial security. Scammers often present their investment opportunity as a secret strategy or proprietary system that explains why they can achieve such consistent returns. They might use complex terminology or vague explanations about market inefficiencies. But remember, if someone claims to have found a way to generate consistent above-market returns with no risk, they're either lying or deluded. Now, I promised you something special, and here it is. I've created what I call the FRAUD framework. It's a simple checklist that catches 99% of investment scams before they happen. This isn't just theory. I've tested this framework against every major financial fraud case, from Bernie Madoff to WeWork, and it would have caught every single one. The framework focuses on 5 key areas: fees, registration, audit, understanding, and documentation. Let's break down why these elements are so crucial. Fees should always be transparent and reasonable. If you can't understand exactly how much you're paying and why, that's a major red flag. What makes this framework so powerful is its simplicity. You don't need a finance degree to use it, you just need to ask the right questions. Legitimate investments naturally pass all 5 checks without resistance. If someone gets defensive or evasive about any of these elements, that's your warning sign. The framework also adapts to any type of investment, whether it's traditional stocks and bonds, real estate deals, or even cryptocurrency offerings. Most importantly, it works across all market conditions and investment types, making it an invaluable tool for protecting your financial future. Remember that $10 million scam I mentioned at the start? The only red flag was a single missing audit report from 2019. That's all it took to expose the entire scheme. When we dug deeper, we found that the advisor had been running a sophisticated Ponzi scheme for years, using new investor money to pay returns to earlier investors. The missing audit report was like a loose thread that, when pulled, unraveled the entire fraudulent operation. This case perfectly illustrates why legitimate investments have nothing to hide. Every piece of documentation, every registration, every verification should be readily available without hesitation. The most painful part of investment fraud isn't just the monetary loss, it's the realization that it could have been prevented. In nearly every case, the red flags were there from the beginning. But people ignored them because they trusted the person, because the returns looked good, or because they were afraid of missing out on a great opportunity. That's why it's crucial to have a systematic approach to evaluating investments, one that removes emotion from the equation and focuses on verifiable facts. Remember, professional investment managers expect due diligence. In fact, they welcome it because it distinguishes them from fraudsters. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications because next week, I'm sharing the exact questions you need to ask any financial advisor before trusting them with your money. Plus, I'll reveal the 3 most common investment scams targeting people right now in 2024. Don't wait until after you've been scammed to learn these lessons. The best time to protect yourself is before anything happens. Remember, as Warren Buffett says, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it.